episode. Okay, now that we're all situated, I love doing these podcasts live. Okay, so I wanted to talk about in today's podcast what to do when you're feeling stuck in life. And a lot of times we get really triggered in spring. We feel like spring is supposed to bring new energy, new life. And what really happens is we get more daylight, right? We just hit daylight savings, but our mood hasn't changed. We're like, still feeling down in the dumps, still feeling, uh, it's just not working out. I'm still doing all my daily habits. It just doesn't feel like it's doing enough. This episode is for you. I'm going to talk about 3 things that you can do instantly to help you bounce back if you are feeling stuck in life. And I want you to understand that no matter where you're at, spring can be really overwhelming because we see so much in nature that there's a change. We see when the seasons change, we feel like we should be changing with the seasons. Spring, it's more color, it's more life, it's more energy. And a lot of times, spring can be some of our hardest months because we're not creating the momentum and the inertia that we were hoping we would create in January, February, and now March. And something that I really appreciate about the Alaska Native culture is really leaning into the seasons. And so through their lens, they actually don't set any New Year goals until spring solstice. So winter solstice, December 21st, all the way till March, spring, there is no goal setting. It's literally just getting through the winter, looking inward, releasing what doesn't serve you, shedding what doesn't serve you, so you can make room for what does serve you and making room for that new life. So I really think it's perfect timing that if you are feeling stuck, the best thing we can do is acknowledge it. All right, I'm feeling stuck. Okay, now acknowledge yourself. Ask yourself, where are you feeling stuck in your life? Are you still feeling stuck personally? Are you feeling stuck professionally? Are you feeling stuck in your social circles, with your friends, with your family, with your own habits? Ask yourself, where are you feeling stuck in your life? And you might be like, I'm feeling stuck in all the areas. Great. These are all going to apply. All 3 of these principles are going to apply, but really just ask yourself, where am I feeling stuck in my life? Personally, professionally, romantically, friendship-wise, family-wise, healthy habits, maybe your weight. Where are you feeling stuck in your life? So the first thing I want you to do is ask yourself, if I were to look backwards, and I mean backwards in like actual time, what are your highlights? What is your own highlight reel? Like if you were to make a highlight reel on social media, what would be your highlight reel? So we want to measure, when you're feeling stuck, you want to measure backwards. We don't want to measure like where you have to go, because that's going to trigger you even more. You'd be like, I'm nowhere near hitting my goals. So now you want to measure backwards. Okay, now ask yourself, how far back do I want to measure? Do I want to measure the last 6 months, the last 90 days, or do I want to measure the last 5 years? Ask yourself, how far back do I want to measure to kind of give myself evidence and proof that I can get unstuck. So when we are feeling stuck, we really want to look forward, but we don't want to do that. Don't look forward if you're feeling stuck, because you're going to get discouraged. Look behind you, look at the past, and ask yourself, what are the achievements? No matter how big, no matter how small, what are the achievements that you've achieved in the last 90, 60, whatever days you look back? And ask yourself, how could I celebrate those milestones? And this shift in perspective is going to help you regain motivation. It's going to help you regain clarity, and it's also going to boost your confidence. When you look at all of your achievements, everything you've already created, that is an instant way to boost confidence. Because when you look behind you on what you've achieved, no one can take that away from you. It's set in stone. It's not like, well, I think maybe I had this achievement. No, it's done. It's set in stone. No one can take that from you. So if you are feeling stuck, measure backwards. It's super easy to look at the last 90 days, but I really challenge you and I really push you to look at the last 12 months, right? We're doing the seasons of spring to spring. Look at the last 12 months. Like, what have you achieved? And I do not want you to eat humble pie. No eating humble pie here. I don't want you to be like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. No, I want you to be so like audacious and be like, you know what? I am a badass. In the last 12 months, I really kicked in an amazing way. So the last 12 months, ask yourself, where did I really succeed in different areas in my life? Where did I really have some milestone movements? Where did I really hit some achievements? Focus on measuring backwards to help you get unstuck in the present moment. Highlight your wins. No matter how small, no matter how big, highlight your wins, because you're going to give yourself dopamine, the healthy kind of dopamine, to allow you. So if you are feeling stuck, measure backwards. The second thing that you're going to do if you are feeling stuck in your life is ask yourself, where are you neglecting your intuition and where are you leaning into your ego? So our ego is all about external validation. I want other people to think I'm cool. I want other people to think I've done a good job. I want to follow like the status quo. I don't want to make any waves. While intuition is that tiny, subtle nudge. Do this, do that, go after this. And if you are feeling stuck right now in your life, you're probably been listening to your ego and not your intuition. Because again, your ego is going to want external validation. It's going to want people to tell you, like, keep going, you're doing great, I'm obsessed with what you're doing, you're amazing, XYZ. While intuition is saying, I'm worthy and deserving the way I am today. I don't need any external validation in order to know that I am enough. So you can really check yourself. Is my ego taking over? And if you're watching the YouTube live, this one is all about how to get unstuck with where you're at currently. So ask yourself, for your ego, are those fears, limiting beliefs triggering you? Are you letting fear take over? Fear and ego are best friends because fear is saying, if you don't do it in a certain way, it's never going to happen. While your intuition is going to take you on the path of least resistance, but your intuition is going to guide you on a path that will not make sense to anyone. When you listen to your intuition 100%, you're going to do things that society will probably tell you, like, what are you doing? Who do you think you are? Like, just stick to this path, stick to these milestones, stick to these achievements. So you can ask yourself, spend time reflecting and looking inward. Again, intuition is very quiet, it's very subtle. Being quiet, meditating, doing a quiet walk, mindfulness walk, going into nature without any electronics so you can tap into your intuition. You can say, how can I get unstuck from where I'm at on my journey? How can I move forward closer to my goals without fear, without limitations, without limiting beliefs that my ego is needing? And what happens is your ego is going to use comparison to trigger you, to make you feel like you haven't achieved enough, which is going to make you feel more stuck. So then again, intuition doesn't compare to anyone. Your intuition isn't like, let me follow what so-and-so is doing, let me follow these trends or these pathways. No, intuition is going to create your own custom blueprint designed for you by you. And so the best way to listen to your intuition is finding time and quiet. So whether that's on a walk, whether that's just sitting in your room, even in the shower. You ever wonder why you get really great ideas in the shower? It's because you have nothing to distract you. You're not distracted by your phone, your computer, your electronics, whatever it is. You're solely just focused on your body. So learning to trust your intuition, how you can start doing that is by basic things. Okay, what color do we want to wear today? I decided I wanted to wear brown today, so I put on a brown shirt. Ask your intuition, how do I want to do my hair today? Then do your hair. Ask your intuition, what do we want to eat today? And then it might not even be something you have in the fridge. Go get it. Practicing listening to your intuition is going to help you with those building blocks of trust. And when you really trust yourself, you're going to be in alignment with your true self and your true desires and your highest level of potential. The third thing for helping you get unstuck is embracing detachment. When you focus on, okay, I'm so stuck, nothing is working, I'm feeling paralyzed, everything I'm doing is not just, it's just not enough, and I don't know what to do, we kind of get frozen. We have to embrace detachment. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube video on detachment, definitely take a look at that video, because I go over how do I detach while holding the vision at the same time. That one is really difficult for a lot of people to understand. It's like, well, how do I detach from my goals if I'm supposed to visualize my goals? I'm supposed to take action steps towards my goals. I'm supposed to work towards them, but I'm supposed to detach. Like, this is really confusing messaging. So check out that YouTube video. But essentially, attachment to a specific outcome creates a lot of pressure and it will stall your progress. And if we have this tight grip hold on our goals and how our life should look like, we're not allowing for magic and the co-creation of something magical to unfold. And the best way we can detach is focusing on the present moment. Okay, what do I need right now in the present moment? What do I need personally? What do I need professionally? What do I need romantically? What do I need socially? What do I need in the present moment that's going to help me detach from the outcome? And this isn't going to say like you don't care about your goals or you don't care about making your dream life your reality. What this is saying is I'm not going to sweat the small stuff. I'm not going to be hyper fixated on how my life has to show up, because what if I'm limiting what's possible? What if I'm so attached to the outcome that I'm not even allowing for more wonder to come forward? So there was this book that I was reading recently, and it was talking about how when we are so focused on the outcome and we don't detach, we actually limit what's possible. So think about your higher power, higher self, God, universe, source, angels, creator, whoever you ask for support from. Let's say, for example, you were going to college and there's different steps that you could ask for. And in this book, they were saying that this kid was asking for a scholarship to help pay for college, and was like asking universe, like, help me get a scholarship so I can pay for college. And then the kid's mentor was like, why are you limiting to just a scholarship? Why are you not asking for a full ride? Why are you not asking for more? And when we get attached to a certain outcome, it doesn't allow for more to come in, because we're like, oh, I'm only limiting this. And we limit what we believe is possible every single day. We're constantly limiting what we believe is possible because we tell ourselves these stories, because we don't want to get our hopes up. We don't want our dreams to get up. Oh, it's not possible for me, or it's going to take a really long time, or my kind of people, we don't get that. So instead of allowing magic to happen in your life, you focus on the outcome. And when you focus on the outcome, it's going to be anxiety, it's going to be depression, stress, trauma responses are going to get triggered. And if you haven't taken my free money trauma response quiz yet, definitely take that. There are 5 different trauma responses that we experience. And it's really fascinating because money is a huge trigger, and money is going to trigger your trauma, like probably more than any other thing, probably equally to people. People, is like the biggest trigger, but money is up there. Money is going to trigger one of 5 different responses. And when you can identify what your personal trigger is, and you can identify how to heal that and move forward. So if you are feeling stuck in the present moment, I have been there. I see you. I hear you. This is not forever. Do not get trapped in what's called the valley of despair, which is where you're at the bottom and there is no hope that things are going to get better, that there's no hope that things are going to improve. So come back to this audio whenever you need a boost. So here's the highlights. Measure backwards on all of your success. Ask yourself, who's running the show? Is it my ego or my intuition? And then embrace detachment. How can I detach from the outcome and just live every single day to the fullest? Thank you so much for tuning into this week's podcast episode. I'll see you guys next week. Bye, everyone.